Good morning, my classy people. It is Wednesday. We are 3 days out from the Belmont Stakes and basically 2 days out from the Acorn Stakes up at beautiful Saratoga taking place this weekend. Want to do a little housekeeping. Hey, one of our members out there, Carissa, if you see this video, please email the office at SpeedKing24@yahoo.com and or text us at 732-804-0637. We got your tip sheets orders and we need your email address to get them to you for sure. That being said, tip sheets went out this morning at 7:30. You know I like to get them out in advance, 2 days, right? So you can go to work, your opinion coupled with some of my ideas and get it done. Thank you so much for your support. They're still available, the tip sheets, right? They're $20 for Friday, Acorn Day. Hey, Saturday, $20. Buy both, $35. You save $5. Support your local Speed King, for sure. Email us at speedking24@yahoo.com and or text the office, 732-804-0637. Well. The Belmont Stakes, we're here to put together our final analysis. It's time for the game to begin. It's race number 13 on the card, y'all, for $2 million, and the 3-year-old boys, they're in town. Hey, nice race. Field of 8, mile and a quarter, $2 million. Let's hope the weather holds up, okay? We can do for a good weekend of racing without the sloppy track. Okay, let's hope that for sure. Well, I'm going to go through all 8 entries just so I can at least touch on each of them and give you my synopsis and what I think about them. And then at the end of the video, I'll give you my top pick, who I think is sitting in a great position to win the race for sure. We're going to start right in with the number 1 horse. Well, it's Hill Road, trained by that man, mama. There he goes, that man. It's Chad Brown. Yeah, he's showing up on the scene, and he's got IRAD in the yards on Hills Road at 10-1. That ain't nothing to sneeze at. By Quality Road, Lemon Drop Kid on the back end. 2 wins from 5 starts, 2/3. Right? Well, we know Chad is a tremendous turf trainer, but he can work with some quality dirt horses, y'all. And Hills Road's been sitting on the sidelines since the Peter Pan on May 10th. This is a late runner for sure, and you can almost assure yourself this one has improved from May 10th to now. The question is, how much? That's the question. But at 10-1, at worst case, I think you have to use them underneath in your tries and superfectors. Well, you may want to do the exactas. Can he win the race? Well, he would have to improve 2 to 3 lengths for sure, and the other one stand still. But he does offer interesting value underneath in verticals. The number 2 horse, well, need no introduction. It's the biblical horse, y'all. It's Sovereignty. Well. There's your Kentucky Derby winner installed at 2-1, just like I had predicted for sure. Trained by my guy, y'all, Billy Mott. No one's finer than Billy Mott. The Hall of Famer knows how to make horses win multiple times. See Cigar, see Cody's Wish. Hey, Alvarado's in the arms. And guess who owns and breeds this one? It's a homebred by my folks. Godolphin. Do anybody believe that this horse won't be on any of my tickets? There's no way if you've been watching me. Well, Sovereignty's obviously the Derby winner and deserves all the accolades by Into Mischief on grandsire is the late great Bernardini. Won the Kentucky Derby, skipped the Preakness, sitting there fresh, fit, and fast, and nobody can put back-to-back wins together, right, better than Billy Mott. He loves 4 to 6 weeks in between races. That's why he skipped the Preakness. Let's just hope that it's a dry track and everybody has a fair run. Obviously, need no introduction. One of the 1 or 2 or 3 leaders of the 3-year-old division. Of course, obviously a strong win contender in this spot, and is co-favorite on Morning Line, rightly so. The number 3 horse, well, Rodriguez. Well, I'm not going to be a homer here, y'all. Well, Rodriguez, everybody knows, is the son of Authentic. And obviously, I have quite a few shares going back to 2020 in Authentic, winning the Kentucky Derby in 2020, and ultimately the Breeders' Cup Classic, right? What a beautiful, beautiful run. And it was my first investment into a horse, and he's paid dividends authentic, not only by winning those two great races and not racing after 3 years old, but his first crop has proven very, very handsomely. And by the way, there is an authentic baby running on Friday at Churchill Downs. Got a great, great shot. But Rodriguez is 6-1 on the morning line. That's great, great value. And we haven't seen Rodriguez since the Wood Memorial. Trained by Bobby B, the same one that trained Authentic. And you got the Hall of Famer in the arms, Mike Smith, who forgot more about horsebacking than most jocks know. Well, this one is by the son of Authentic, by Authentic, of course, and Cherokee Run on the back end. Well, my thoughts on him, obviously, I'm pulling for him in a lot of ways because obviously his revenue to us as authentic babies continue to get black type for sure, and all our folks over there at my racehorse, all 5,000 owners of authentic, we're pulling for Rodriguez. But that aside, we think he holds a tactical advantage in this race, right? Again, the winner of the Wood Memorial, Grande, ran second that day. He was on a speed favoring track. He was from the one hole. He controlled the race. Now, the skinny on him, people think that this horse has to be on the lead. That's not true. The real key to authentic is that his stamina, he can go all day. Now, what makes him gifted, like his daddy, is that he has speed, which is tactical. So he can be placed anywhere on the racetrack and get it done from there. And at 6-1, he offers tremendous value. Now, I think something happened for the connections here with Rodriguez that's going to bode well for him. When Todd Pletcher put in the number 5 horse, Crudo, right? He's very, very speedy and looks like a sprinter, this son of Justified. If I was Mike Smith, I would let Crudo break from the 5 hole and sit second right behind him. And at the 3/4, probably at the mile marker pole, push the button to try to get a jump on the big head horses behind them, like Journalism and Sovereignty, So I do think Rodriguez holds a tactical edge, not only from a stamina standpoint, but from a speed standpoint. He has a target, or at least he should, in front of him if Mike Smith let Credo, the number 5, go, and he sits the trick. To me, he is the value play in this race. The number 4 horse is the other Pletcher runner, y'all. That's right, his old Uncaged. Well, he's going to have to do more than be uncaged, that 30-1, okay? He's got my boy in the yard. He's got Louis up. Right, Siaz is in the yard. It don't get no better than that. 2 wins from 4 starts for Uncaged by Curlin. That Curlin, the same sire as Journalism, right? Well, I thought Curlin should have won the Derby. We know that, Speed King, for Asmussen as well as Gunrunner. How many times can I say that? Well, Uncaged would have to burst into flames, if you ask me, to beat this bunch. Hey, he got smacked around by Hills Road in the Peter Pan by 10 lengths. Hey, he would have to really, really improve here for sure. Don't think he's a win contender. The number 5, we talked a little bit about Crudo. We believe he is the speed of the speed and should take the lead, at least to the half-mile pole, y'all. And I anticipate Rodriguez to sit off his flank for sure. Well, Pletcher and Johnny V is in the arms. 2 wins from 3 starts, 1 second. Well, no, 1 second. No, 2 wins from 1 start, 3 starts. By Justified, the Triple Crown, Asterisk horse, Deputy Minister. I don't think he can take them gate to wire, okay? If you use them, I guess you would use them underneath. But this really bodes well for number 5 horse for the number 3, Rodriguez. The number 6, well, I'm not going to call him a wise guy horse, Baeza. Baeza was installed at 4-1, right? In my opinion, is an underlay. Here's your winner of 1. No, you didn't just kick his back in. Well, he ain't beat nobody but maidens, if you ask me. But who am I? I'm just a guy with a racing form. Well, Baeza is trained by John Sheriff, the very capable John Sheriff, classy dude. And you got Flavia Pratt in the arms. Well, it could have probably did without that. But anyway, I always give Flavian the business, but he's a world-class rider. Well, Baeza, 1 win. No, you didn't. One win from 5 starts, 2 seconds and 1/3. Okay? He is by the classy McKenzie and Big Brown on the back end. This horse relishes an off track. So if it rains Saturday on the 7th, yeah, it probably will move him up. Okay, for sure. Now, granted, he ran second to Journalism in the Santa Anita Derby down there on April 5th. And by the way, Respoli, who was down there fighting with Journalism, gave Baeza the shot to beat him because he had the jump on him and was cleared 3 or 4 lengths. And Journalism still walked him down. So that was the race to beat Journalism. And then in the Kentucky Derby, Baeza, again, come running late. And, I'm not sure what that means. But he was sitting about 14th, 3 or 4 in front of Sovereignty. And, again, had a clear path. So, again, if he had a chance to beat him, it would have been there, both Sovereignty and Journalism. And then to add injury to insult, back there on January 4th, in the maiden special race, Rodriguez smacked him around by 7 lengths. Rodriguez was 50 cents to $1, and this horse was 14 or 15 to 1. Okay, smoked him. So what you're telling me, right, don't go on a tangent, that Baeza is going to turn the table on both the Derby winner, the runner-up in the Derby, and subsequently the Preakness winner in Journalism. And then turn the table or improve enough to beat Rodriguez, who smoked him by 7 lengths on January 4th. You're saying, yeah, well, he was lightly raced. I give you that, and he's improving. Well, the other ones are improving as well. They're not standing still with their talent and ability. Baeza's a winner of 1, folks. I would be personally shocked if he developed that much where he could beat all 3 horses that has handed him his head. Now, will he be a better 3-year-old with more seasoning and coming out of this race? Absolutely. He might even lead the division maybe in November by Breeders' Cup time. But right now, I don't have anything against him. I just don't think this winner of 1 is going to beat all 3 of those horses. Okay? He's beat maidens. I don't know what to tell you. But at worst case, use him underneath. Okay? If it rains, it moves his chances up. Obviously, the Speed King don't think Baeza can win this race. I think he can hit the board. There's only 7 other horses. That's my take on Baeza. Journalism, well, extra, read all about it. The reporter horse is back in town. Well, hats off to McCarthy and company for sure. Turn it around in 2 weeks, going to the Preakness, getting in trouble, getting it done. Not sure, Gosner, how he walked him down, but he did. So hats off to him, of course. Mike McCarthy, the classy, and Respoli, who I believe they should have changed it. Not that I don't like Respoli. By the way, McCarthy and Respoli has a horse in the Acorn Stake called Look Forward at 15 to 1. That's my top pick. So I'm in with that combination on Friday. I love that Look Forward. At 15 to 1, let's run him up and down. But Journalism is stalled as the favorite at 8 to 5. 2 to 1, 8 to 5, over Sovereignty. It's Billy Mott, y'all. Be careful. But obviously, just like Sovereignty, I view them both equal, right? You say potato, I say potato. I think they're both very, very talented and have a bright future. I really hope that we get to see them race at 4 years old and not sent to the breeding shed like all of our babies are, for sure. But Journalism obviously deserved to be favored or co-favored in here, and it wouldn't surprise me if it came down to them two 70 yards from home. It could be a match race. Journalist, top winner, win contender, just like Sovereignty. The number 8 horse, well, Heart of Honor. Well, he's by Honor AP. Everybody knows that. And you know my love affair with that bloodline, honor code, AP Indy, and that whole thing, right? Well, Heart of Honor is by way of Great Britain, ran, of course, in the Preakness, beat half the field. They kept the horse here. He was my long shot play outside of the contenders. If someone was going to upset the race, it would be Heart of Honor in the Derby. He's probably going to be my long shot play here. Got the young lady, Miss Osborne, the trainer, Jamie Osborne, daughter in the yarn, so it's a family affair. The horse is 30-1. So at worst case, if you're playing tries and superfectors, why wouldn't you use the number 8 horse in the 3rd and 4th spot at least to boost your value in there? He'll probably be my long shot play outside of my top 3 picks for sure in here. So there's the top 8. My top pick in this race to win this race is Rodriguez. No, he didn't. You'll say he said it. I just said it. Rodriguez has a technical advantage, if you ask me, over this field. Rodriguez, to me, with Crudo in the race, and I know Rodriguez don't need to be on the lead, has enough speed to be a part of the pace, but the real key is his breeding. Obviously, his daddy won the Kentucky Derby and won the Breeders' Cup Classic. This horse's stamina at 10 furlongs and longer is just phenomenal. He just happens to have speed as well, which makes him twice as dangerous. And the injury to insult, he's 6-1 on the morning line. So his odds are longer than his chances are to win this race. And to me, he is clearly the horse at 6-1 for value. Now, he's been away from training since April 5th, but Bobby Baffert, who trained Authentic, and the classy Hall of Famer Mike Smith, if anybody could get him ready, is Bobby Baffert. Now, I'm no big Baffert fan, but I tell you one thing, you can't argue with his body of work. That's for sure. Authentic, son, Rodriguez, is the SpeedKing's top pick. Not only because I have shares in the Authentic, because I think he holds a tactical advantage over these with speed and stamina. And most of all, his value at 6-1 makes him very attractive from a wagering standpoint, if you ask me. That's our top pick, the number 3 horse. Our second pick, well, it's going to be Sovereignty. That's right, it's Godolphin, y'all. I don't need to go back over that. Obviously, he'll be on all of my tickets. Pick 3s, pick 4s, pick 5s, pick anything horizontally. The number 2 horse is our second pick. So I'm happy with the 3 and 2, the 2 and 3 here. Okay, for sure. Our third pick, no shade on journalism. I just faded him the 3rd because he is returning in 3 weeks. He did return back in 2 weeks. He may be a little short and need a breather, but according to all things, he has every right to run big, and we expect him to do. Hey, don't get in trouble, wrestling. Don't get in trouble, son. Right? Journalism, our third pick. We're going to round out our super with the 1 horse, y'all. That's right. The old Hill horse, right? Well, the old Hill horse, Hill Road, we think he'll be coming late with the number 8 horse, and of course with Sovereignty. He's 10-1. Also use the number 1 up in your tries and super. So there it is, y'all. Whoop, whoop. There it is. Right? My top pick in this year's Belmont Stakes is the number 3, the great son of Authentic. For us, 3, 2, 7, 1. You can push the box button, but I'm only going to use the 3 and the 2 in my horizontal wagers. I doubt if I bet vertically. I'm going to use the 3 and 2 in my pick 3s, pick 2s, pick 5, pick 6, 2-day pick 3s, or like that. We like 3, 2. So for us, 3, 2, 7, 1. There it is. Let me know what you think. Tell me what you like. Don't just critique mine. What is your opinion? I just told you mine. We think it's 3-2, 2-3. What you like? I love Rodriguez with the tactical advantage in here, y'all. For sure. My name is Wayne Bolden. I'm your Speed King. Of course. Let's get it done just like we did with Door Knock last year. We love that. Stay classy, y'all. Rodriguez holds the tactical edge against this bunch.